Hello and welcome to our presentation on studying Mathematics A-Level at Briggs Sixth Form. I'm Mrs. Eatsman, I'm an Assistant Principal at the Vale Academy.
And I'm Mrs. Carlisle and I teach mathematics. A-Level Mathematics is offered at both sites and you will study it at whichever site is appropriate for your timetable to avoid any clashes with your other subjects. Mrs. Chafe and Mr. Brown teach maths at Sir John Nelthorpe, and Mrs. Eatsman and I, Mrs. Carlisle, share the teaching at the Vale Academy.
So what are the entry requirements to study A-Level Maths? At Sir John Nelthorpe you need at least a grade 6 in GCSE Math, ideally a 7. At the Vale Academy also a grade 6 at least in GCSE Math, but it is also subject to you passing a baseline test in week 2.
So what can you expect from studying maths at A-Level? Well, there's some bullet points there, but the most important ones really are, it really is a fascinating course of study. It's so interesting and it's a lot of fun and it's just so rewarding, and there's lots of problem solving involved, and if you enjoy that kind of thing, you will really enjoy the A-Level. And the best thing about studying at Briggs Sixth Form is we have quite small class sizes. So me and Mrs. Eatsman, we know our students really well, and we're really open to them coming to see us. They always know where we are, so they have a lot of access to us. We've got great facilities, and we do expect you to work hard, and we will be closely monitoring your progress at all times. And I think that's the most important thing you get from studying at Briggs Sixth Form.
So why should you consider studying Maths A-Level? Well, our students study Maths A-Level for a variety of reasons. First of all, a lot of them just want to study it because they have a real interest in mathematics and they want to know more about it and, to solve really complicated problems. The thing with GCSE is we teach you the basics of quite a wide variety of topics. But when you start doing A-Level mathematics, you really do go into a greater depth, and students find that really interesting. Some students really enjoy the abstract concepts and they just like to see how you can relate it to real life situations. And I think when you do GCSE maths, that's a little bit difficult sometimes for you to see how it relates to real life because you haven't really gone deep enough in a lot of topics. But as soon as you go into a greater depth, you can see how this is relatable. Another reason for some students to study it is because they're good at maths. So quite often students don't know what subjects they want to do at university or even what career they want to do after A-Levels. And they really do maths because they enjoy it and they know that it will lead to something that they'll probably enjoy doing as a career. And then of course, a lot of students study it because it links to future courses of study. So some needed to go to university and study their chosen courses at university. And for a lot of our students, I think that's probably the reason for choosing mathematics. So how is the A-Level course structured? So Mathematics A-Level is a 2-year course and it's linear. It doesn't appear in separate modules as it has done in the past. So it basically means that you study maths for 2 years, and at the end of the 2 years you sit a set of papers, and that's all you do. So mathematics is split in 3 areas. We've got pure maths, mechanics and statistics. And in terms of teaching time, you get 4 hours a week teaching time, and we also offer a 1-hour tutorial. And what we do with the 1-hour tutorial is we just give it to students to use for homework or just to ask questions or self-study, any way really that they choose to use it.
So the A-Level in mathematics is split into 3 distinct sort of subject areas. So the main portion of it is the pure maths. And there's a bullet point sort of summary of the kind of things you'll do in the pure content. Some of those you'll recognise from GCSE, but the new things you'll find really interesting. So exponentials and logarithms, and then there's calculus there. Now calculus, there's some great new notation in there, so you'll learn loads of new sort of squiggly symbols. That's very interesting. In the statistics, that's a much smaller portion, but there's a big crossover between the stats that you'll study in a Maths A-Level. It certainly appears in, I think, A-level biology, and if you do things like psychology, there's a few statistical things that crop up there. And then mechanics, that kind of flows through from some things you might have done at GCSE, so you'll recognise the Suvat equations or kinematics, and there's also forces, moments and vectors in there. And there's a big crossover between the mechanics at A-level and physics in A-level. So if you do physics as well, you'll get like a free lunch on that one. So as Miss Seatsman said earlier, you'll study for 2 years and then you'll do a set of papers. And there's 3 papers, they're 2 hours each, 100 marks each. And they've got a weighting of 33.3% each. Obviously that's not correct, it should be 33.3 recurring percent because it doesn't add up to 100, does it? But the first paper you'll sit will be entirely pure. That will be my favourite paper. Paper 2 is pure mathematics with a statistics section at the end, and then the third paper is pure maths with a mechanics section at the end.
Okay, so on this slide listed are some of the benefits of studying mathematics.
One of the really good benefits of studying maths is it does support the study of other A-level subjects. It goes really, really nicely with sciences. It can go nicely with things like psychology and geography. So it is quite a versatile subject. You're never going to go wrong if you choose A-level maths. And if you do choose A-level maths, it leads to a very versatile qualification. So everybody knows what A-level maths is. It is well respected by employers and also by higher education establishments.
And linking to that, if you have studied A-level mathematics as well, you will have key employability skills. So you'll be able to problem solve, you'll be able to reason, you'll be able to communicate better, have resilience, and employers are aware of this, and it does make you more employable than perhaps somebody who doesn't have a qualification in maths. And actually, it's also been proven that people who do have a qualification in maths, on average, earn more money than people who don't. So there's a very good reason for studying mathematics. So really linking into all of that, again, the course is aimed at those who want to go into higher education, and if you're going to study anything to do with mathematics or science or engineering, computing, finance, all of those subject areas, it would be really to your benefit to do A-level mathematics. So it's not just about that, it also opens doors to other occupations. You might want to study medicine and a range of other areas where you would need mathematics, and it would just open doors for you.
And here is a word cloud with a collection of different jobs where you might need a qualification in mathematics. I can see astronaut there, an urban tax officer, quite interesting things. Teacher, obviously, I found my A-level maths very useful, being an A-level maths teacher, but there's loads and loads of careers where maths is going to be useful. Here's just a few things that some of our students say. They do really enjoy the course. A lot of students, they do it just because they were good at it at GCSE and just wanted to carry it on. They do all agree it is a challenging course, but it certainly is rewarding. And obviously people are always impressed when you say you're doing A-level maths. But generally, our students are, happy here, and they feel really well looked after. And I think the majority of them would say that they were really well looked after by us here.
Okay, well, I hope that's answered all your questions. If you do have any other questions or anything you're not sure about, please feel free to contact us, and we'd be able to help you with any queries. Thank you very much for listening.